Hello everyone, this is Waldorf,
And this is Statler.
and today we got Battle Report 151.
151
The Orcs and Goblins versus the Kingdom of Equitaine.
at Huzzah Hobbies.
Yep, this is just a game night pickup game. I showed up to game night and standing there watching a couple guys play and got a tap on my shoulder and turned around and there was Mark from the Green Dragons, just kind of showed up out of nowhere.
He's stalking you. He's a stalker.
He's a stalker. I was going to report him, but I didn't have an opponent, so it worked out.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have called then.
Well, they didn't get him before the game was over,
Yeah.
so he got that. If you would have timed it right, they could have dragged him out, and I could have stolen his models.
Yeah, no, I think they got him on probably the way to where was he going? Steffenberg or whatever.
I don't remember. Somewhere in the middle of
Not in
nowhere.
the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
All right.
Stalk somebody else.
So, Orcs and Goblins is a new list I'm playing with a little bit. The character build's fairly close to what it was before, except now
You're playing with a little bit as though you're trying them for the first time.
this list. I'm playing with this list.
With
a
some
little
clarity there.
The Feral Orc Warlord, he's the same guy I've been using, with the only difference being he's on a boar. Iron Orc Chief, again, same guy, just riding a boar. Cave Goblin Chief, same. Witch Doctor, Master Witchcraft, Magical Heirloom, Binding Scroll, still riding his wolf, having a good time, except now he's got 3 wounds. He's ruling the world. 2 units of 5 Common Orc Boar Riders, with musicians, light lances, light armor, and shield. 30 Feral Orc Ed Bashers, champion, musician, standard, full command, paired weapons, and the Green Tide banner.
Okay.
And then 5 Common Goblin Raiders, 10 Common Ed Basher Boar Boys, full command, shield, lance, banner, speed. That's the new unit. Replacing the Iron Orcs, I decided to go with something with a little bit more movement. I only got half the models, but a lot more movement.
Yeah. And some nice strong attacks.
And strength 7 on the charge.
Yep.
Kind of nice. Grotlings still made the list. A Gargantula, a Giant, and 2 Wrecking Teams.
Okay.
I was debating whether Gargantula and 2 Giants, and I kind of like that, but Giants are,
They're good for sucking up bow fire.
They are. So throw in 2 Wrecking Teams to replace it. And just in time for the new Wrecking Teams to show up, Kingdom of Equitaine.
There you go.
He had a Duke with the Grail Virtue on a Warhorse. He had the Virtue of Renown, Tristan's Resolve, Potion of Speed, and the Crusader's Salvation, which gives him the 1-up rerollable armor. And the Resolve, of course, breaks your weapons.
Yep.
Paladin is a BSB on a Warhorse with a Questing Virtue, Virtue of Piety to make his all armor save and his units. Or just his?
Him.
Just his armor save 1 better to a maximum of 5. Basalt Infusion, Blessed Inscriptions. Damsel on the new Unicorn.
New and improved.
New and improved Unicorn. Much more expensive, but well worth the price, I think.
I think so.
Because it gives that unit magic attacks and gives the unit...
I think it's priced okay. I mean,
Strider or just Forest Strider? Just Forest Strider.
Forest Strider, MR, and magic attacks.
Right. And Magical Heirloom and the Talisman of the Void, so he channels 2. 6 Knights Aspirant, no command at all. 15 Knights of the Realm with full command and the Banner of the Last Charge. That's a ugly unit to see across the field from you.
The banner unit.
Yeah, it's 4 wide, 4 deep. You know, the damsel plugs in there.
Oh yeah,
he
he plays it 4 and not 3 wide.
Right.
Yeah, I'm shocked they didn't change that item.
I kind of am as myself, but 5 Yeoman Outriders, Light Lance, Bow, and Shield. 9 Knights of the Quest with full command. They actually had the flaming banner.
Okay.
Now that I think about it, didn't come into play at all because I have nothing that's flammable. But 9 Grail Knights, full command, and the banner speed, and 2 Scorpions. Scorpions are really good at 125 points.
Yeah, I like them. They help you deal with big gribblies at range.
They do, and the
Other war
125
machines,
points, you're not
other
that
things.
upset when they get overrun.
Correct. And you can put them out there. They're not big points like the trebuchets are.
Right, and they do not misfire.
Yeah. They just don't hit a lot.
There is that. There's my deployment from the left. The Grotlings you can see out there, they have not deployed yet. Left side working my way down to there. And, sorry, the right side of my deployment. And there's the left side of my deployment. He has very little shooting at all. We'll see his unit in a minute. So my mage decides to start off by himself. He's feeling very brave with his three wounds.
You weren't worried about those outriders
I've got Vanguard, so I can jump up into a unit.
sweeping across the field and just destroying you.
So scouting, there went my Grotlings on the scouting deployment.
Okay. What's that horse he's gotten out in the middle of the field?
He was debating whether I took the picture while he was still deciding his Vanguard.
Oh, okay.
He was seeing how far they could get and debating whether he wanted to go there or not. And there's his right side. Or actually, basically his whole deployment.
Yeah.
So you can see his all his guys here. The yeoman back behind here, behind the woods, is one of the Scorpions.
Scorpion.
There's the big unit of 15 guys with a banner last charge, 9 questing knights.
And they do not have a Strider banner or anything.
Well, the mage is with them.
The mage is there.
The mage is started in this unit.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And, I forgot, because I knew they had Strider, but I forgot that they lost it when she went out. Wouldn't have made much of a difference, but I thought they had Strider the whole time.
Okay.
Anyway, 9 questing knights. On the BSB, I believe, is in... I'm going to say the questing knights.
Okay.
For now. And then 9 Grail Knights, and that's his general. His general was kind of top heavy. It was dangerously about to fall off, so he just set him outside the unit. That's the spot for him. The other Scorpion with the corner on the hill, so it can count as being on the hill. And 6 the aspirants, and another unit of yeomen over here in the back behind.
Oh, 2 units of yeomen.
Correct.
Okay.
Which is nice.
Yeah, I thought it was just 1.
No, it's really good if you can fit 2 in.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it's
you
necessary.
You need the chaff in the army.
You do. Or something for that second piece of chaff, even if it's a Castellan or whatever.
They're too expensive.
I thought they were around the same price. No?
That's why they're too expensive.
Oh, okay. So, this is after Vanguards. You can see after all that debating, he decided to back him up a bit and just set him back here. My Grotlings vanguarded forward 12 inches, got in the field. The wizard did not vanguard.
Okay.
Figured it'd stay back behind the hill. And the other Wolf Riders vanguarded off to the right some. So, first turn, he prayed. We rolled off for first turn. I beat him. Declared the charge on the Yeoman Outriders. They are within 12 of the general, so they held, and the spider went and charged into him. Not sure why he held, actually.
Yeah.
Because it was a short charge. I think I needed to roll a 7, if I remember correctly.
Guess he wanted to suck you out there so you could charge your spider.
Yeah, I guess. When he first looked at it, he thought I was in his front, and it was going to be much harder to get out of his arc. Actually, it's harder either way, to tell you the truth. But anyway. But I'm okay with it. So, went, slammed into him.
Okay.
Makes his charge. You can see over on the right where the Wolf Riders have come forward. Boar Boys moved up here.
Right.
Squig Hopper came over here. Of course, the spider won this combat.
Can't imagine why.
I was shocked myself.
Well, horses without tails can't fight very well.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is, yeah.
They had no tails?
They have no tails.
They have no tails. They cannot
They're
fight.
tailless.
Got it and overran, I think it was a 10. Missed these guys by about a half inch and had to back up an inch away from them for the aspirants, but nice. I like that. The giant moved up on you can see, well, start with the grotlings. They moved up as fast as they can
And tore down the fence.
and knocked down a fence
Yeah.
because, wasn't going to help them anyway. Giant moved up to about here, and then Ravens winged him up a little bit
Okay.
further
All right.
just to push him. That's why he's got the double mark on there.
Okay.
There you go. That's a better picture of that. And evil-eyed this big unit. The giant is out of their arc.
Okay.
Put the evil eye to reduce the movement on this unit.
Yeah, I don't think we went over the terrain, so we got 2
Ah,
woods,
good point.
2 hills. We didn't have a top shot before, so
Oh. So 2 woods, two hills, 2 woods, field with a fence,
okay.
and we called this a building.
Oh, okay. So you could go inside.
So you could go inside. None of my units can go inside. They're either all too big or mounted.
This mounted doesn't stop you now, does it?
Yes. Doesn't stop you from fighting it. It stops you from going in,
Oh, okay. For some reason,
I believe. Unless I'm incorrect. I'll have to look that up now.
yeah.
But I believe it does. So there you have it. On the bottom of turn 1, his first turn. That's what he's looking at. So Knights Aspirant decide, well, might as well go for it.
Yep.
Charge the spider. Get that. And actually, he did some other moves we'll see in a minute, but nothing else of significance. He actually did a wound to me. I did only 1 wound back to him and made my stubborn check and stuck around as I lost by 1,
Oh, okay.
which is, I did not think that was going to be possible.
Well, he had an okay number of attacks coming in.
Oh, I'm okay with him wounding me.
Yeah.
I'm just not okay with only dealing 1 back.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was funny, and the one that I did dealt, the 1 wound I did was from a
Goblin.
goblin,
Yeah.
not the spider itself. The spider missed 8 attacks. The goblins hit 6, rolling like 4 3s. So it was, 4 6s, which was ridiculous. Anyway, pay no attention to that reform. He thought about that and went back and forth and was debating it back and forth. Couldn't figure out what he wanted to do. It ends up being different than that. Going into my turn 2, there's the rest of his moves. You can see his mounted yeomen have chaffed up both the grotlings and the giant from reaching the war machine, and the giant cannot reach his unit. His unit's pivoted and just moved a bit. It did a swift reform and moved a bit. His mage damsel bailed out of this unit and went to hide in this unit. You can see her back here now.
Okay.
The BSB bailed out of the questing knights and came back here.
Okay.
He was using his BSB very aggressively by himself. It's like, all you need is get this guy out of the unit, and people look like I'm think I'm playing this
Yeah.
army. Anyway.
You have about the same amount of shooting as he does.
Correct. Yeah, but you don't want to get these guys. Anyway. When I'm seeing other people do it, I'm like, you don't want to do that because they can get caught by themselves. It's a bad thing. If it's my army, yes, you should be out there doing something.
I prefer the characters in the units just because the units need the grinding ability. If they
It
don't,
does help them grind. I forgot to mention this guy, this mighty wrecking team here, started like right here, if you recall. Went like 6 inches out of possible 18. Managed to get in the woods, so he took the dangerous terrain and took a wound.
Okay.
Managed to get more than half out of the woods, so he didn't get a cover benefit, but managed to stay in the woods, so he would have to roll dangerous terrain again next turn.
That's really,
So
he likes the woods.
he did the trifecta.
Yeah.
He was awesome for me. You can see on my turn,
Join the unit of boars.
my guy did feel lonely and joined up with his boar buddies. So there you go. So he's got me chaffed. He's trying to set up something bad for me over here, and I'm not, real keen on it. He still hasn't moved that unit over on the top right that reformed. 'Cause what he was going back and forth on with this unit is he didn't want this unit, the Wolf Riders, to charge him in the flank and be able to overrun into the Scorpion.
Okay.
So he was thinking about doing this, and when he did this, I pointed out to him, well, you know, now you're like 14 inches from these boar boys who are now in your front. So, I mean, in your flank.
Yeah.
So, but anyway. So he ended up going back to the formation he was in before at some point. All right. So off to the left.
So your turn.
On my turn, I double charged I started with the giant, of course.
Yeah.
They made their leadership check
because they would tear them off.
Yeah, but because the BSB is nearby.
Yeah.
And these guys are within range to give them the leadership 8.
But you never know.
Wasn't a big chance, but a rerollable 8. It's not a great chance to stand. Yeah. They did stick, so I double charged them with the giant.
Yep.
The intention is the giant can overrun and fight this guy by himself because the war machine will block this unit from getting into me. And these guys should be able to overrun into the...
I figured the intention was to overrun into the war machine.
The giant could have lined with the grotlings.
Yes.
So we have that over there.
And you brought your mage over because he couldn't stand being with those boars. Yeah.
No, the boars smell.
They smell funny.
He doesn't like it.
Yeah.
And some of them don't have tails, so they're kind of odd. They're worried about the freaks of nature. So he ran over here to get within 18. Big thing is he wants to get within 18 of this big unit.
Yeah.
Which is an important number.
Yeah. And your wrecking team managed to...
There you go. You can see where he's reformed properly now. Right. The wrecking teams managed to get out of the woods without hurting itself again. So it still only has 1 wound on it. This wrecking team, you know, a good roll, nothing bad. I mean, he just managed to sit in front of the Grail Knights. The Questing Knights, which to me, this is a perfect position for that model.
Yeah.
Because he's got nothing to deal with it, and it's got...
Yep, and you don't want to use those knights on that thing.
And it's got a wide variety of choices to where it goes at this point.
Opportunities, yeah.
Actually, it's placed perfectly, so if I...
Looks like I can hit 2 corners.
I can clip this corner here and then clip the back corner here is what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
If he sits where he is, which I highly doubt.
Which wouldn't be the smartest thing to do.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
So there you have that. And you can see the Nasher hero coming up around the side. Boar Boys coming up on here. We're playing, by the way, the scenario we're playing is the flags. Okay. So my Boar Rider units, while they're not very effective in this game, are, you know, useful. Would like to keep them alive.
Yeah. All 3
because they all scoring units.
They're all 3 boars are your units.
All 3 what?
Oh, sorry, they changed the rules on that. Never mind. It's no longer just 3 units. The flags.
Oh, correct.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, also, the Wolf Riders decided to come help out the Spider since the Spider can't wound these things. Wolf Riders charged them in the flank. Looking exactly for what he didn't want is the overrun into the Scorpion.
Right.
Because I'm looking at that and I'm like, if I get really lucky, I overrun into the Scorpion, and then depending on what those Grail Knights do, I've got a chance to do something with them next turn as well. But we'll see. There you have that. We come in, and I think we did 1 wound combined between all of us. He did nothing to us.
Okay, well, there is that.
He put the four attacks on the flank, of course, on these. Yeah. Did nothing. I mean, they're 2 strength 4 and 2 strength 3 attacks. And I got a 4-up armor, so...
All strength, those are aspirants, right?
They're all strength 3 attacks. Yeah. So, you know, he's hitting me on 3s, but wounding me on 4s, and I got a 4-up save.
Yeah.
So he does nothing here. He directed as many as he could on these. And we chased him. You can see only killing 1, but chased them in here. They're ending up back here.
Okay.
Did not panic the Scorpion, and these guys I don't think care, or he made his test one way or the other. Actually, I think they had to test. Because aspirants are not... anyway. Aspirants are not insignificant. Over here on my turn, just to anticipate what he was going to do, I gave him a random movement 2 on this unit, and I put Bring the Pain on this unit. So if he gets it into combat, I'm re-rolling my to hits against it. The giant in this combat, so the giant has a wound on him.
I see that.
So there's 5 yeomen here.
Yes.
That's what started here. They put 2 wounds on the grotlings.
Okay.
Just want to point out that the giant does go first.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd mention that. They put 2 wounds on the grotlings, 1 wound on the giant. And you can't see it, but all the way over here on the other side of this Grail Knight unit are 2 fleeing yeomen.
Oh.
He fled
Through the woods,
and
through all those units.
through here,
No place to deploy.
through here, and all the way back to here.
Okay.
They were the runningest bastards I've ever seen. But I only killed 3 of them. Because he didn't lose any in the woods. He just only killed... Anyway. Was not happy about that result, but it did get him out of the way. So, we decided, and there's the line of where they went. Since I thought I was going to overrun, not pursue.
Yeah.
So pursue turned out to be much better, of course, because in the giant's pursue, he ends up into the. I'm not sure it's great or better or not, but the giant ends up into the Grail Knights, and of course the grotlings end up on the scorpion. And they're, oh, sorry, I only killed 2. I was exaggerating. I did not kill 3. I did not mean to brag and add an additional kill to that. So between the 15 grotling attacks and the 5 giant attacks, we killed 2 yeomen.
Okay.
It's fairly impressive, if you ask me. So anyway, so both this unit and this unit are both fleeing, and that's the situation when it's his turn. Oh, and by the way, the Wolf Riders rolled about a 5 for their overrun.
I see they didn't make it.
And did not get onto the scorpion. So there you have it. And that's what we have going into his turn. So he elects to move the questing knights straight forward, rather than let me hit him. He moves the questing knights forward and clips my wrecking team. And the wrecking team proceeds to kill 5 of them. I think he was counting on his summer growth to get those back.
Yeah. How to get back again?
He was. He ends up being forward. He wanted to come forward and then back up. He'll move in a minute. He mistakenly thought he could move forward and then move back.
Yeah. No.
But they're not light troops. And,
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Anyway, so they ended up further forward than what you're seeing right there.
Okay.
And you'll see them move back up where they began. The 2 units of knights in the back both rallied.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the unit of knights
1 unit.
and the unit of yeomen both rallied. The Grail Knights reformed into 4 wide, with the damsel and the general in there. And took
off against the spider.
Movement forward to get in front of the spider.
And that gap is where his scorpion could shoot through.
And the gap gives the scorpion a nice shot through there.
Okay.
Actually, it wouldn't matter anyway because they're height 1 and we're 3, so it wouldn't really matter. But he does have the 3 bow shots on the hill.
There you go.
Next turn. BSB has come back around. Wants no part of the giant running ramp over there in case something goes nuts. And there you see where the yeomen, the questing knights, have moved forward where they belong.
Okay.
There we go. Got that. And we've moved on to his turn. Yes, we moved on to his turn. Okay.
What's his turn? Has he formed up?
What's that?
We've been on his turn.
I'm sorry, we moved on to my turn. The end of his turn. The questing knights, the realm knights up here that the giant charged. I think the giant killed 1 again. With his 6 attacks. He got a couple spells off, more like entangling roots and something else to kind of
slow him down
a bit. But he still I think he only killed 1. He fled, and the giant fled.
Okay.
And the realm knights elected not to pursue him because he was down to a single wound. They elected not to pursue him because the boar boys were sitting there with,
they put all those wounds on him. Yeah.
with the bonus movement spell.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he didn't want to face that boar unit with everything in it.
Mm-hmm.
Back to my turn. I declared a charge with the boar boys onto the questing knights in the center, and they fled, and he rolled like a 5, so they stay on the board.
Your big group of boar boys.
My big boar boys.
The
Ed Bashers.
Ed Bashers, okay.
Correct. They declared a charge on the questing knights. Like I said, he rolls a 7, he hits the other unit, bounces through off the game and off the table, and panics the other unit.
Okay.
But he rolls a 5 and sticks around.
All right.
Unfortunate for me. I redirected that unit into the Knights of the Realm in the woods.
Okay.
Even though that means dangerous terrain checks for me, but I had to redirect somewhere.
Right.
Over here, the Wolf Riders charge forward, wheel.
You didn't have to redirect.
I did not. I could have exposed my flank to that unit of guys over there in the woods. Wolf Riders move forward, wheeled, and hit the Scorpion.
Okay, so charge the Scorpion.
Lined up on it, of course, to maximize.
Right.
Not like we used to be able to. My goal here is to either kill it or break it and overrun into the flank of the Grail Knights, which will tie them up for a turn. Because they'll have to fight me on his turn.
Yeah, they can't they wouldn't be able to charge.
Right. The unit of boar boys that was over here, the single boar unit that was here, about faced and went 7 out here, back behind the tower, just to open the distance.
Okay.
And is kind of a quasi bait move because it's a scoring unit. He's got to get it.
And if he wants to go charging over there, so much the better.
Exactly.
And your spider came back to the center.
Spider made its march test, made another leadership test, and was able to march all the way over here. And the wrecking team, which was about, I don't know, call it maybe 8 inches away from this unit, rolled probably a 5.
Yeah.
And did not make it. I was shooting to clip them and end up somewhere right here on the hill.
Right.
Where it's in perfect position to just run rampant over everything. Of course, at that point, he would have stepped on me with those guys. But
not if you hit him.
If I would have hit him with the die. I wasn't aiming to hit him, though.
Oh, okay.
Probably should have, but I wanted to be right in here. Anyway, it failed to make it. Because of that, I brought the boar unit up. Because this is not as far as it looks.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably an 18-inch charge, but that's a 10.
That's a 10, yeah.
It's a 10 for them, and that's not something I want to give him. So the giant rallied with his 1 wound left and turns to face into the unit.
Like you finished off the bolt thrower, Scorpion also.
They did this. The Grotlings finished the bolt thrower. Mage moved around just to get within range. He's 18 from the big unit.
Cast something.
Cast a spell, something on this big unit again. I always want something on there to make him think about charging me.
Right.
Think twice about it. I'm kind of real happy the way this is turning out because I've got his units separated and I'm able to deal with them one at a time.
Yep.
Without having to pile on them. But anyway, so I moved that's what I did. I moved the boar boys up to they could only reach to about here, which wasn't quite what I wanted. But then I got the Raven's Wing off and was able to push them farther forward.
Right,
where
so now they can't wheel past me.
They can't wheel past me at all.
It's hard to tell in the photo. I assume that's what you were doing.
That is. Yeah. And if he wants to hit me, now it's, like I said, I finally realized that with his mage out there, he's got to worry with his mage out of the unit. Now he does have dangerous terrain.
Right.
If he wants to hit me, that's 13 dangerous terrain checks. After he crushes me, he overruns for another 13 dangerous terrain checks. Anyway.
Right.
And then, of course, he's in range of everything. You can see the ferals have reformed to 5 wide and started moving forward.
Okay.
It's about time for them to get into it, now that they're safe without being double charged. And that's how that turn went. It's back to his turn. Why am I pointing at my guy?
He's declaring a charge on you.
No, because he can't.
No, he can't.
I think I was pointing out that he beat. I ran there. I don't know. I forgot what I was pointing out to that picture. Anyway, he cannot charge him. So anyway, I don't know what I was
No, can't say.
doing. Anyway, so the Grail Knights on his turn take a charge and catch up to my Boar Riders,
Okay.
which is going to eliminate them all on turn 4. I mean, bottom of turn 3, but pulls him all the way
Yeah.
over here to the edge of the board.
You should be able to keep him out of the game then.
As you can see, the Wolf Riders up here did not manage to do what I wanted them to do, and they did not break the Scorpion.
Yeah, it's still fighting. It's good enough.
They put 4 wounds, but it's not shooting, which is somewhat a help. His Questing Knights rallied. The other thing this does over here with going after my Boar Boys, his Damsel's still in this unit.
Right.
So now his magic support is all the way over here as well.
The general's over there too. So.
His general and his magic is all the way out there. He elected not to charge into my Boar Boys with the big unit, but did charge me with his BSB.
Okay.
So I can understand not wanting to lose the unit because putting it there puts it within possible range of all 3 of these units.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not sure that's a move I would have done with a character. I'm trying to keep every time I cast a spell, I'm trying to keep extra movement on these Boar Boys.
Right. Keep him at 8.
So, no, they're 8
9.
with a speed banner speed of 9.
Yeah.
At this point, I burned the warg somewhere, the war cry at some point. I forgot what it was, which of those turns it was
Forgot
on.
which failure it was.
Yeah. I think it was the turn they declared the charge on the Questing Knights in the center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you remember the
Aspirants?
Not the aspirants. Yeah, the aspirants that rallied back there in the back.
So on his turn.
We're back to his turn.
Or his regular moves, I mean. Okay.
Yes. He failed his march test with the guys on the hill.
Okay. So they just reformed.
So he wanted somebody to take the abuse. So he sent the aspirants forward and did it.
Okay.
At that point, I think he would have been better off letting it come to him because it needs like a 13 or 13 or so to get to him. And of course, if it hits him, it only does 2d6 instead of 3d6.
Right.
But he did want it out of there. So he came forward, smashed it. I crushed the unit. And
I think, people don't normally take those things. I don't think they think of it that way. And it's like, unless you have multiple units lined up.
Correct. And it's much better if it hits you.
You're better off letting it hit you.
Especially if you're a fast army that can get away from it after it hits you. You don't want it bouncing around in your backfield.
Right.
That's going to cause you big problems. But anyway, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's this guy charging.
See that again?
Yeah, I guess I thought it was good enough to point out twice.
And we see it again.
The Knights of the Realm have just reformed to change their angle and just moved off to the right
look
of
at
it.
the giant.
Keep the giant in their front and to keep the Grotlings in their front. Because the Grotlings, if they do get a flank charge, can possibly tie it up.
Yeah.
And that's how you look. BSB turns out to be quite the fighter. With his 3 attacks and horse, managed to kill 4 of me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Quite the fighter.
Quite the fighter.
Not happy with him at all. So anyway, kills me down to 1. I break and run. He elects to pursue me, but now it's his turn to roll really poor and doesn't get very far.
Okay.
And took a wound from the forest.
All right.
So that's what he gets for hurting my boars. Off to the right, they haven't. When I took the picture, we hadn't
he wiped
done
out
it, but I just didn't even make him do the roll. I moved the Boar Riders.
And he reformed.
And he reformed facing back into the center of the board.
Okay.
Or actually kind of facing, back to this hill.
Okay.
There you go. That's a better picture of where they reformed facing.
Doesn't look like a unicorn.
What's that?
So it doesn't look like a unicorn.
It doesn't. He said the horn snapped off accidentally, but there's no mark on it. No, he apologized for not having the proper model, but it was fine with me.
I didn't notice that. No.
He declared it.
Yeah.
So my turn. The ferals need an 8 to reach the BSB, so they'll try it. He sticks around. Once he sticks around, the Boar Boys declare the charge as well, and he decides to stay for that. Both the Spider and the Gnasher declare the charge on the Questing Knights. Those are the rolls they need, a 7 and a 10. He can't really run because he's
He'll be off the table.
5 inches from the edge.
Yeah.
So he's going to stay and try to do, a couple wounds on his way out. There you have that. It was going to be funny. I was hoping he was going to run from the ferals and end up somewhere like right in here.
So you can charge
and let
mage.
the mage charge him through his own unit off the board.
Yeah.
That was going to be my mage's shining moment. But he was smart enough to see through that ruse. So the ferals failed to charge. The Boar Boys, on the other hand, did not. One did go into the wood. One that went into the woods did die.
Okay.
It's the guy laying down. This is the unit that rallied on its half leadership.
At one time 5, now 1.
Yes. There you have that. You can see up in the top both the Cave Gnasher and the Spider made it into the Questing Knights.
Yeah.
And I split it so that only one of the Questing Knights is touching my Gnasher.
Yeah, as long as you're maximizing.
Yes, all 4 of his are in combat. The Grotlings move forward to chaff up the Knights of the Realm again.
Right.
And the giant moves off to the top of the screen to get in their flank.
Okay.
Giant, actually, it's kind of interesting. The giant has 6 wounds on him. He has 1 wound left. So if he gets into that unit, he gets 11 attacks.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
attacks.
strength 7.
Yeah.
So I'm really trying to get him into that unit. I don't want to go into the front because I don't want him to be able... The other thing I've got to worry about, though, is I can't afford to go in alone, because if I go in alone, he kills me, refaces wherever he wants, and then on his turn can charge.
Right.
So I can't go in alone because I only have a single wound left. But anyway, so I did that. Over here, the Wolf Riders came down and
Chaffed him up.
chaffed up the Grail Knights, make sure they don't get any closer to the combat, while I'm destroying the remnants of his army floating over here. Mr. Mage gets brave and comes out to the center of the board.
Okay. There's nobody there anymore.
No one's there to threatening him any longer. He also on his turn moved the peasants back here behind the hill, the yeomen.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The Spider is not going to overrun into him. He doesn't have the range for it, but it'll force him a panic check if the Spider manages to break this unit. So we have that. The combat.
So I don't think we saw that, but clearly the Scorpion got wiped out by your Wolf Riders.
The Wolf Riders finished off the Scorpion, correct.
That must have been his turn.
On his turn.
Yeah.
Because they did 4 wounds to it in the first turn, and they finished up the other 2 on 4 wounds to it on my turn.
Yeah.
And finished it on his.
Okay, he's measuring something.
He's measuring because of the Spider and the Gnasher do a combined total of 2 wounds.
Oh, okay.
So the Spider is just crushing his units.
Yeah, I see that.
So he's done 1 and 1.
Yeah.
Just if you're keeping count.
Let's see if he wounds.
Because I was keeping count.
Yeah.
The 1 wound from the, by the way, the 1 wound on the Questing Knight is his champion issued a challenge and made my Gnasher hero fight him.
Okay.
And I did the impact hit, which killed him, rolled my other 6 attacks, caused 4 hits and no wounds. That's strength 6. So, anyway. So, yeah, I'm really happy with the performance of both these units at the moment. But what he's checking is to see if he's somehow within 12 inches. Okay. Turns out he's like 14.
12 or 15, whatever.
Yeah.
It takes.
Turns out he's only like 14, which is actually fairly close.
Yeah, yeah.
Closer than I thought. But He was not. He fled. I actually made a leadership. This guy came. The spider cannot hit, but it can make leadership checks like a champ.
Yeah.
It makes its third 6-up leadership check.
There you go.
So
the Gnasher ran off the table. It looks like the spider turned the face.
The Gnasher pursues him.
And I see the BSB is not where he was.
The BSB gets smashed and overrun.
Okay.
He did manage to put a wound on my general.
Okay.
I did not take any more dangerous terrain.
Did you guys do a challenge?
Yes, I issued a challenge.
Okay.
He was about to, and I interrupted him and said, no, my turn. I'm issuing
I will
a
challenge. Thank you very much.
Only because I know you will. All right, so there's where you have that. Back to his turn, bottom of turn 4, I believe. Yes, he charges his Grail Knights into the Wolf Riders.
Okay.
Charges the big unit of Knights of the Realm into the Grotlings because he's got to get them out of his way at some point. Especially now that the Boar Riders have ran past them. I cannot, redirect them into them.
Right.
And because they ran past, they rolled a 12 for the overrun. I mean, for their... I didn't kill the BSB. I think I did 2 wounds to him, or 1 wound to him only, because he was still alive.
Okay.
And I elected to chase him, and rolled like a 12, which is absolute worst, because now I had hoped to keep that unit of Knights of the Realm sandwiched between the giant and the spider. And now I've gone for a 12, which blocks my spider from getting into that combat.
I see.
Anyway.
But it also kept your guys from getting charged.
It kept my guys from getting charged and kills his BSB,
yeah.
Which probably would have rallied. Anyway. So anyway, he charges down below, charges the Grotlings up top. Those are the only 2 units he has left. He does have magic. He gets off I think the Blessing of the Lady on the long range, 36-inch range, onto the unit of regular Knights of the Realm. Blah, blah, blah. There you go. That. I did not cast. We didn't fight either one of these combats. I lifted both units.
Okay.
There's not a reason to fight either one of those. He reforms after he beats me into 4 wide facing the giant now, since they're protected from the spider. The spider can see the flank and could get to the flank, but the spider's in their rear, which he cannot get to.
Right. One of our pet peeves.
Yeah, that'll come up in a lot of things. So, top of turn 5. Top of turn 5, we don't have... The giant doesn't want to charge into the front again and let him redirect and face wherever he wants.
Right.
So we all just form the bowl of death.
Yeah.
Even concluding the characters marching out of the units and just hanging out around here. I did angle I made a mistake and angled the general a little too much, but whatever. And the Gnasher comes back on the board. You can see the Ferals have marched up to get in on the fun as well. Over here, the mage ran off over here. He's within 18 inches of this unit.
But hiding behind the building.
Hiding behind the building so they can't see me, even though I would be out of their arc anyway. Cast a couple spells. He is still within 24 of this unit, though.
Okay.
Cast a couple spells directing at draw out his dice, and then drop the 2d6 random movement will-o-wisp on this unit. That way, that's the other reason I was behind the building, because giving him random movement, I didn't want him to hit me out of arc.
I'm stumbling into your
yeah, exactly.
mage at the end.
Oh, look, I'm out of your arc. Oh, well, I gave you random movement. Come kill me. So anyway. So I have that. There's I think he rolled a 7, perfectly average, which works perfect for me. His unit turns around and tries to escape the bowl of death.
So a swift reform and
moves
towards
an 8-inch move towards the Ferals, which gives the Ferals I'm not sure I would have given the Ferals the charge over other things.
Yeah.
This does have the advantage. The move does have the advantage of putting the spider or the boar boys can get in.
Yeah.
The boar boys, because they're both in the flank, and the spider can't shift down or anything. It's
Right.
It's going to prevent that unit from getting in. And the way the spider's performing, I don't know why he's worried at all about it. I would have just gone and sat in front of the spider and said, "Come get me." And of course, because of the way I placed the general, he's out, and the giant is going to be out.
Yeah. Well, it's all setting up the flea.
Correct. So, anyway, back to my turn 6. We go in with what we can. The ferals go in and the spider goes in. Everybody else just gets around and looks at them. And the wizard stays more than 12 away from the Grail Knights.
Mm-hmm. And out of arc.
And again, is planning to will-o-wisp that unit again.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, he's got like a 21, I think it was. 21 from here to the back of this unit, to the back of the spider. Maybe it's a little bit closer. Anyway, actually it was 18 now that I think about it. It was 18, but I figured we can do something and get out. We could, if nothing works, turn sideways and shorten it down a little bit. But anyway, it turns out not to matter, because after the attacks of the ferals, and I have that's bring the pain on that unit.
Okay.
So re-rolling, actually no, it's not. It's making him re-roll his 6s.
Okay.
To hit into wound. Anyway, we eliminate the unit in the combat, and spider oops, there we go. That'll tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Spider overruns and is now everything's completely out of range of the Grail Knights, and that's the way it's going to end. He killed one of my scoring units. I've got all but one of his. So we've got that going for us. And I've lost relatively little in this combat, and he's lost quite a bit. So it was a 20-0 victory for the Orcs and Goblins.
So the general, the mage, and the Grails go, time to go back to the castle.
Let's turn around and leave and hope nobody notices.
Yeah.
Yes. It was nice getting the units separated across where I can deal with them piecemeal.
Right.
Was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
He was kind of counting on getting a first turn to go up and step on the wrecking team with his fast cav.
Mm-hmm.
And then elected to pray instead of taking the go first.
Yeah.
Which kind of put him behind a little bit, but that Mangler ended up killing the wrecking team. Did killing the 4 aspirants that sacrificed themselves onto it at the end, and it forced movement out of him too. So it probably would have been a different game had he done what it was, but not that bad. So anyway, that's going to do it. Thanks for listening.
Until next time.